It's time to put yourself first and get the figure you've always wanted with laser liposuction and body sculpting from CMA, Comprehensive Medical Aesthetics. Dr. Rudolph Moise and his experienced staff can transform you in one simple in-office procedure. Localized anesthesia, minimal discomfort, faster recovery. Call CMA today and schedule your free consultation. 786-746-6464. Visit cmaesthetic.com. Begin your transformation. Call CMA today.
Yes, Representative Carolina Amnesty.
Tell me what your thoughts are when it comes to this bill. You did a great job expressing your point. You can give our camera.
Absolutely. Well, it's very important to note that it is my understanding that local bills start in the House. So when you see a senator presenting a bill, a local bill, it just really doesn't make any sense. But I think most important is that when we have our Orange County delegation meetings, we need to talk about what's important for the residents of Orange County. We need to talk about what are those priorities, and we need to ensure that we're being honest with the residents of Orange County, that we're saying, hey, we're going to hear this policy, and it's going to go through the House, it's going to go through the Senate, and it's going to the governor's desk. Whether it's successful or not, that's up to the process, the legislative process, but most importantly, it will be heard. This bill, my understanding, it will not be heard. It doesn't seem like it's going through the normal process. Again, local bills start in the House, so we just can't take our time to do political theater. We can't have political theater. We need to have common sense policies that really benefit the constituents that brought us here. We're here to work for the people, not for specific theater, but rather work for common sense policies that benefit the people of Orange County.
One of the things I thought was interesting that you were never brought into the discussion.
Absolutely. I was never brought into the discussion. I represent District 45. I represent the most important district when it comes down to tourism in Central Florida, the Disney District. I love our community. I love the people of District 45. I love the corporations and businesses in District 45. I love to have the conversation. So if it's something that's impacting my district, I would, common sense, would think that it would bring me to the table to have these conversations and not just political theory on the Orange County delegation.
For future conversations, if there is a talk about the idea of repealing and going back to square one, what is your thoughts on that?
I would love to have the conversation. I think we have to look holistically at what benefits the residents of Orange County, not just one specific arena, not just one political theater, not just a headline in the media, but rather what benefits the people of Florida, and in this case, Orange County. We're elected not by the media, we're elected not by a corporation, we're elected not by interest groups, we are elected by the people that voted, that cast their votes that election day to come back to Tallahassee, to come back to the delegation, and really work for them. So I am open arms to have those conversations. What benefits the people before politics?
Would repealing it benefit the people?
I would have to have those conversations, holistically speaking. One side or the other is not really the answer to this. The policy doesn't even have a number. We don't even have a bill number. It's probably not even going to get heard in the House. It's not following the process. We haven't even seen the language. I mean, we're voting on something that most of the members of the delegation have not seen the language. Where is the language? Where is the bill number? I have a lot of questions, rather to giving a decision whether yes or no.
It seemed like that's our approach.
Right. Well, it seems like it's political theater. Again, it's political theater. We have someone talking about a specific issue. They just come up and say, okay, we're going to do this, and then let's all vote on it. Where is the bill number? Where is the specific process that needs to be followed through the House? Local bills start in the House. And I am wrong. I would like to understand kind of the process, which I did ask a lot of questions. And again, most members, I would say that they understand the process, yet it's not followed through.
Thank you for your help.
Thank you so much.
I support the governor. I think we have to look holistically to what benefits the residents of Orange County. I'd love to have a public forum where we can invite the public to have conversations with the community. I represent District 45. I don't work for an interest group. I don't work for a specific office. I represent the people of my district. So if we're going to have a conversation on the Disney issue, I'd love to meet with the residents of Orange County. I'd love to have a public forum where we can talk to the residents, we can talk to specific actors in this situation, where we can ask them, what are your thoughts? What's best for the district? It's not about what's best for one specific interest group. It's not political theater. It's not, are you in favor? Are you against? Is it the governor? Is it no, it's the residents of Orange County and Osceola County as well.
You mentioned is occurring. What actually is going to happen next?
I'm sorry?
With all the money and what hasn't transpired, what actually is going to happen?
I can't, unfortunately, I can't see the future. I wish I could. I can't see the future.
You keep mentioning this is political theater.
I see it as political theater. Where is the bill number? Bill drafting deadlines have already passed. Where is the bill number?
The whole process that the governor took place less than a year ago, some say it was rushed, some say it was political theater. What are your thoughts on what the governor did at that time? And do you think what he did was political theater?
What I can tell you is that the residents of Orange County have elected me, and I won the governor in 2022 with 54%. I think the residents of Orange County have spoken. Thank you so much for your questions. Take care. Thank you.
Taco John's, you can expect one thing: so good. As in quality ingredients used in tacos and burritos made just for you. Every single bite.
So good.
Expect nothing less at Taco John's.
Of course it passed, finally, and I'm glad to get it moving. This is a bill that needs to have messaging and be looked at in its entirety. We would like to see the whole Reedy Creek situation overturned and repealed and start over again. That might be a little welding for the legislators, but there certainly are things within the document that we passed today that I think has merit and that will also be able to help things along. We have lost a lot of money. We've lost a lot of conventions. They're not able to put in the infrastructure that they had planned because the new board doesn't understand the business model, and they have just chosen not to follow through with the business plan of Disney. And I think that this is the worst thing that anybody could have done is in a two-day period of time in special session to run a bill such as this and totally destroy the business plan for Disney. And we didn't really know at the time how impactful that was going to be. But we have had 9 months now, almost 10 months now, of these decisions, and we have 17 instances where this new board has interfered with Disney. And that's what you're seeing them going to court for, because they can't get public records. They have 9 months, they still haven't gotten public records to find out was there competitive bid on the 911. They can't get the information. So far, it looks as if only one person was asked to provide the service, and, they hired him. And then how much money they hired him was hidden, because they only gave it out in payments. So the total amount was not there. So this is what is being advocated is happening, and when you don't get public records, you can't confirm any of this stuff. It's just rumors. But we have to get to the bottom of it. 40 people have left. They have internal, memory of all the things that the Disney properties, would deal with. They're gone. They quit. And then after that, the new board fired another 5 or 6. So they're down to a really small crew of how to deal with the Disney property right now.
You made your concerns very clear during the meeting. There were also some concerns, though, about the process of this specific bill. I think we asked you in November, on a scale of 0 to 10, where would you rank the likelihood that this is actually going to make it? What would you say now?
Well, it's made it to the Senate now that we voted. After that, it's going to have to be turned over to the House. And they're going to have to deal with how they want to proceed. Do they want to put it in a committee, have it come up before a committee?
And based on what you heard today, that temperature, how do you think that's going to go, given the concerns already here?
Well, these are concerns by the legislators, but staff will make those decisions.
Do you have any concerns, given the elected officials here today are concerned about the process?
No, I think that they're asking questions about the process, and that's what you have to do. You have to make sure your questions are asked, and you can get an answer that satisfies you. That we're just in the beginning, because we don't even have a bill. It's filed right now. As soon as this meeting was over, it got filed and drafted. We're very short because today's our deadline. So we got this as soon as the meeting was over, we filed it so we get a number. It'll come out a draft. It'll be ready to go when we send it over to the House. So this will happen today.
So it will have a number by the end.
It'll have a number today. When they're asking about, well, we don't know about it, we don't have a number. Well, we don't because draft hasn't given it to us yet. But you will get it today.
And they're worried about the lack of a House sponsor.
And I don't think that's a worry because the leadership over there can make a decision on how they want to treat that bill. They can always find, if they feel it's necessary, a sponsor on the House side. Leadership can decide how they want to deal with this bill over there. And also what they could do is they could take the bill and then we could amend it to, make it more sensible on things that they can and can't do. I particularly am interested in seeing them revise the board so that it reflects elected officials, maybe 3 from the governor's office, 1 appointed by Mayor Demings, 1 appointed by Mayor Dyer, have 2 people that live in the property, and also, maybe an architect or engineer. Revise the board with experience that know what can and can't be done. And that right now there's no experience on the board, and they're just going willy-nilly doing all kinds of stuff to cut and slice things out without really a good conversation about it. And we just got to tone them down.
Thank you very much.
Oh, and what was the reason why their office wasn't contacted? She made the
Well, this is a local bill, so it's not the bill itself is it's in draft. So when bills are in draft, nobody can see them.
So there was no need for your office to contact her office.
Right. There's no. It's kept secret until the draft has finalized because they've got to make changes for the statute, they have to do changes to the wording. So what I put in will be changed probably. So we had to wait for this meeting in order for the draft people to tell us to put it in the right framework for being able to move forward to get a bill.
Wouldn't that be a professional courtesy though to consult
about
Amnesty's office since it is in her district?
Well, now, we've already had a meeting before this that talked about this bill, and she didn't come.
She seemed as though she had no knowledge.
We had 2 people that didn't come to our last local meeting, Orange County delegation meeting, that this bill was discussed in its entirety. She could have watched it on TV, and she could have been here in person if she could have gotten here in person. But she didn't come, so it's not, this has been a month that this bill has been told to her and everybody that sits on the delegation. So she's had a month to see this bill and to make any comments on it, which we have not received any comments on it. So her interest, she seemed like, this is the first time I've heard of it. Well, if you'd been at the delegation meeting the first time, you would have heard an extensive discussion about it and asked as many questions as you'd like.
But other than the meeting, there was no effort to reach out to her offices.
No, because when you come to these meetings, you have full floor of asking all kinds of questions that you want to ask in public, on TV. And if you don't come, then you don't have that opportunity because you can't be asking questions from your house. So she had an opportunity to weigh in on anything in this bill or any idea of her pros and cons of voting for it back then, a month ago. So she would have everything. And there's nothing wrong with, and we even, I think, had the bill before it was even given to the draft that we handed out here in our last meeting.
But she didn't attend.
She didn't attend it.
So she has no actual copy of it.
She doesn't. She could have asked for one, but never did.
But again, you didn't offer her one either.
She wasn't here, so we didn't give her one. And after the meeting, she could have said, I didn't attend. Could you send me a copy of the bill? And we did not get any information until today when she said she didn't see a copy of the bill. She had opportunities to get it,